Hi everyone, welcome to the DIY Residence. I'm so excited to share with you today how I transformed this simple doormat that I got from the Dollarama to looking something like this. So if you're interested to see how to make it, please keep watching. So in order to make this mat, you would need one of these doormat. I got mine from Dollarama for $4, but I know they sell it at IKEA as well. So definitely check and see where you can find it for cheaper. And then I found this book because I wanted a height where I'm gonna write the word hello on my mat. So I found this book to be the perfect height, so I'm placing it against the bottom edge of the mat, and then I'm gonna use a black Sharpie to write the words. I'm just freehanding mine. I tried to do it with the pencil, but it's really hard to write on the texture of this mat, so that's why I'm freehanding it right here with my Sharpie. Now if you're not very good at freehanding, what I would recommend is really lightly tracing it, maybe with the Crayola or a chalk, to see if that would work. But here I'm just going ahead and using a Sharpie to do mine. So I'm going to write the word hello with the Sharpie, and then I'm going to fill that with the black acrylic paint. So you want to take your time and just write the words, and before writing your word, just figure out where you want your letters to be, and then because there's no going back with this, so make sure you know where to write it and the height, and make sure everything is leveled. So that's why I'm using this book, because I didn't want to use a ruler, or I wanted to make sure that everything will be on a straight line. And because my word is not very long, I was able to freehand everything without making any mistakes. So that's what I did here, and that's what works best for me. I know you can also use like a Cricut machine or a Silhouette Cameo and do like a transfer for your letters, and then just paint that. But here I decided to go this way, so that everything is done on the cheaper way, and that everything would be accessible for everyone else to do this project as well if you wish to. So here it is, and once I was happy with the letters, I'm going ahead with this black acrylic paint that I got from Dollar Tree, and then I'm gonna use this paintbrush that I got from the dollar store, and I'm gonna just paint the letters. And because of the texture of this mat, you want to make sure you put quite a bit of paint, because it's going to absorb and it's going to go through this material. So just take your time and go over and apply more paint as needed. Once I was happy with how the words turned out, I started using the Sharpie again, and I freehanded and I drew the lemons, the lemon stem, as well as the leaves. And here again, I'm just freehanding mine. I didn't use any templates on it, so it's always a give or take. So just go at it slowly. And like I said, if you're not really sure, you can also use like a dry pastel or a chalk, and hopefully it would work on this texture. But I know definitely a pencil or a pen wouldn't really work, so that's why I'm using the Sharpie. You can also use Sharpie that maybe is of a color yellow, so that it doesn't show as much, but I'm using the black because I'll be outlining all of this with black acrylic paint, so it's not really gonna matter. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna draw all of the shapes of the lemons around the mat, and then I'll be painting that with some acrylic paint as well. I then took this yellow acrylic paint that I got from the dollar store. So this is the one I'm using here. And then using a flatter brush, I'm gonna paint the lemons with this bright yellow color. And then you're gonna see I found it much easier to paint by just putting the paint directly onto the mat instead of putting it to a medium right like here. So you're gonna see me do that technique in a little bit, but just make sure you put lots of paint and then use a dabbing motion with your paintbrush to make sure you get a good coverage. And then I liked my lemons to have some texture. I didn't want it to be an opaque yellow, so that's why you're gonna see some of the underlying color of the mat, and I like the texture that it's gonna give. So that's what I'm gonna use here. I'm just gonna use one color and go ahead just paint the lemons with this yellow, and then I'll be coloring the stems and the outline in black. So you just want to make sure to take your time, and like you see here, I decided to just apply the paint directly by pouring it from the paint container right there, and I think it applies really better because you get a better of a coverage and you don't need to keep going to that medium because it does require quite a bit of paint for this type of rug. So here I'm just pouring some more, and then I'll paint the lemons before I tackle the next steps. I then moved on with the leaves, and I'm using this green color that I also got from the dollar store or the Dollarama. And again, I'm using the same technique, and I'll just be applying directly onto my mat. So I'll be pouring in the green color and using a smaller paint brush. I'm just gonna paint the whole thing like I did for the lemons. Once I was done painting the lemons and the leaves, I'm taking this black acrylic paint and I put a pointy top right there so that it's easy to pour and do the contour of my drawing. So here, as you can see, it's very simple to apply it this way so that you don't need to mess around with the tiny paintbrush, and you can just squeeze it. Mine, I got this pointy top from a kit that I got from the Dollarama, and I just unscrewed it from the bottle that it came with, and I applied it directly to my acrylic paint. The size fit perfectly, so that's why I'm using this, but I'm sure you can find like in the travel section maybe containers for oil or cream bottles, empty bottles that you can bring for traveling, and you can probably fill in some black acrylic paint in that to do this project. I also used the same bottle and applied some more paint on the letters on top so that I have a more of a filled look. So this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my painting. Once I was done with all of the outlines, I wanted to give some more details, so I took the same black acrylic paint with the applicator, and then I'm putting some dots around the lemons on the sides just to give it some more dimension and to bring in that, to make that yellow color pop a little bit so that it's not just yellow all around. So that's why I'm applying those little dots, and then I'll be touching up as well wherever I see I need some more black paint. I'm just gonna apply that with this paint before I finish off everything. So that's what I'm gonna do for the rest of the lemons. And this is the final look. I love how it turned out, and I can't wait to put it in front of my doorstep. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like always, don't forget to leave my video a thumbs up. And if you're joining my channel for the first time, please help my channel by subscribing. I upload new videos every week. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Bye bye.